Okay, hi guys, you're welcome to week 4 of Unleashing Your Inner Fire, Igniting Motivation and Achieving Success. And for this week, we are going to be looking at how you can set realistic goals. Setting realistic goals is crucial in achieving success. Today we are going to take some time to assess your goals and make sure they are attainable. You don't need to overwhelm yourself with unrealistic expectations. Instead, you can break down your goals into small, achievable steps. Now, when you examine your goals carefully, you need to make sure that each goal is realistically achievable. This increases your chances for success, whether at home or at school or in your workplace. Setting realistic goals maximizes your time and resources and helps keep you motivated. It will help to also boost your self-esteem. So the first thing you need to do is write down your goals. The simple act of writing down your goal is the first step towards achieving it. Written goals help you to analyze your expectations. It is possible that the goals you had in mind, you might need further clarification once you write them down. So writing it down would help you to have a better perspective. If your goals are written and they don't match the goals you imagined for yourself, you can regroup and try again. The next thing you need to do is to take inventory of your resources and traits. Now, achieving goals relies on having the resources you need and overcoming the obstacles that you face. So you need to make an inventory of the things you have access to that can help you achieve your goals and the circumstances which may impede your success. Now, these circumstances include things like time. You need to determine how much time you have to reach your goals and whether the timeline is in your control. You need to make a list of other tasks, potentially competing for your time while you're working towards your goals. The next thing you need to look at is motivation. You need to ask yourself whether you are committed to achieving these goals. You need to consider if your other commitments may conflict with working on your goals. You need to be sure that you're motivated enough. Then the next thing is information. You need to make sure you have all the knowledge you need to reach your goals. Do your research any topic you need to research to help you achieve it. Do your research, study extensively, reach out to people, seek advice, listen to teachings, read books. Just get as much information as you can about what you're venturing into. Then training. Take inventory of the skills. What skills do you have? What skills do you possess to reach your goals? You might discover that you might need to get trained. You might need some training in different aspects on your way to achieving your goal. So don't shy away from investing in yourself, in getting those necessary trainings or teachings or learnings. Whatever skill you might need, go ahead, invest. Just learning something new gives you that confidence that you can actually succeed in what you're venturing into. Now, the next thing is funding. Assess whether you have the monetary assets you need to achieve your goals. Find out if things are depleting the budget that you set aside to reach that goal. Are there other things that you need to put money into that might hinder or hamper your progress? You need to assess all of that. Do you have the funds needed? Okay, how are we going to raise the funds? Okay, I need to achieve this in order to get to this step. So to achieve this first step, how am I going to raise the money? You need to take that into consideration. Then support. Determine if you need any assistance in reaching your goal. If so, okay, what steps do I need to take, to ask for help from someone who is able to support, me in reaching that goal. So you need to examine the support system that you require. All right. Then the next thing you need to do is to reassess and adjust as necessary. So now that you've taken the time to write out your goals and to examine factors that can help or hamper you on your journey to reaching your goals, you can honestly reassess your goals and adjust them as necessary. Take into consideration the things I mentioned. time, motivation, information, training, funding, and support. And then see how you can adjust your goals as required. Example, if your goal is I will establish a new company to provide let's say something like creative services, to pet related retail stores, but you do not have the capital to launch your business, you could adjust your goal to be, I will put aside 30% of my pay for 6 months while I look for investors to help launch my new company. This way you're not going to be shooting yourself on the leg, venturing into something that is capital intensive and you don't have the funds for. So nothing stops you from, now that decision to set aside 30% of your salary is the first step to achieving your goal of establishing a pet retail outlet. Then the fourth thing you need to do is determine milestones. Now, since achieving goals is a process, you need milestones along the way to let you know whether you're on track or not. Now, if you miss a milestone, you may need to modify your timeline. Milestones also help you to see your goals in small segments, manageable segments. So breaking down your task into manageable segments, it's much easier for you to be able to follow a sequential step. Like, okay, is it easy for you to say, okay, I've done step 1, so I can move on to step 2, I can move on to step 3. You're able to actually itemize the different steps that you're taking. And it will help you to also go back and reassess. Let's assume you get to step 5, you can easily go back to, like, okay, let me check, did I finish step 1, or did I finish or what is remaining for me to achieve step 3? You can always reassess yourself at any time when you break your goals into milestones. So if you anticipate that your goal is going to take you, let's say, for 6 months to achieve, you need to set reminders for yourself to check your progress every 3 weeks. If you find yourself behind schedule at one of these check-ins, decide whether you need to adjust the timeline or adjust the steps you've planned to meet your goal. So you can either adjust your timeline or you adjust the steps. Then the next thing you do is share your goals. All right? Share your goals. When you tell someone else your goals, you are opening yourself to be held accountable for your actions along the way to achieving them. Colleagues, friends, and family members are good resources for sharing your goals. Be sure to tell them that you appreciate their help to stay focused and that they should hold you accountable. They should ask you, how is it going? They will help you to remain on target to meet those goals. Secondly, not everyone is in a position to know your dream, your vision, or your goal. So you need to take that into consideration. So when you want to decide on who to share your goals with, you need to be prayerful about it. You really need to be prayerful about it, because there are people that are destiny destroyers. Let me put it that way. There are people that you could tell your goals to, and then they can kill your dream with one negative comment. They could so discourage you that you wouldn't even want to forge ahead. So when sharing your goal, you need to be very, very careful about it. You need to be very careful about it. You need to share with people that can support you, people that will be there to support you, people who are happy for what you're doing, people who are happy to see you progress. You don't want negative-minded people, knowing what you're doing, because they're going to rub off that negativity on you. So share your goal with people who are positive, people who look forward, to seeing you actually succeed in what you are venturing out to do. Then consider, there's something I use which is called the SMART approach. Consider the SMART approach. If you need a more structured framework for setting realistic goals, consider using the SMART method. Two of the letters in the SMART program, that's the A and the R, are directly related to how realistic your goals are. So SMART goals meet these requirements. S is for specific, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, relevant, T, time-based. I go over it again. S, specific, M, measurable, A, attainable, R, relevant, T, time-based. So your goals have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be attainable, they have to be relevant, and there should be a time frame for achieving it. So I'm going to give you some illustrations, illustrating the difference between realistic and unrealistic goals. Okay, so example of an unrealistic goal is let's say something like I want to you could say I want to take over the sales department in my firm or in my company or where I'm working. That's unrealistic. Okay, the realistic thing would be I will earn a promotion to a senior sales representative by meeting my quota for 3 straight quarters, paid as per the company's career path guidelines. Okay, that's more realistic. Now you're giving yourself a target. You want to take over the sales department, but what do I need to get there? First of all, you need to be promoted to the position of a senior sales rep. And how do you get promoted to the position of a senior sales rep? You need to have met your quota for probably 3 straight quarters or more. So first of all, you give yourself the target of meeting your quota for 3 straight quarters. And then you now stand a chance of being promoted to the position of a senior sales rep. It's only when you become a senior sales rep that you can now, get promoted to, taking over the sales department. Okay, so another example of an unrealistic goal is I want to end food insecurity. You can say, okay, I want to end food insecurity. That's unrealistic. But a realistic thing would be I will support my community's effort to end hunger by volunteering for 3 hours a week at our local food bank. So now, what you need to do, okay, you want people to eat, you want people to be comfortable, people to have food, and then what steps do I need to take? Okay, I'm going to volunteer. Could be your time, could be your resources. I'm going to volunteer for a certain period of time. Don't forget there is time. This thing there's time based. So how long are you volunteering for? Of course, you're not going to leave everything to go and volunteer. No. So you start with, okay, I'm going to put in 2 hours, I'm going to put in 3 hours at the local food bank. Okay. So when you're setting goals, you need to, those little steps, those little things that will help you achieve those goals, you need to break it down. Now, those little things you're doing, those are the milestones. All right. Those are the milestones. Okay, I want to make the best grade. Okay. So how do I do? That's unrealistic. I want to be the best in my class. You're unrealistic. But the realistic thing will be, okay, I'm going to put in 3 hours a day studying what I'm going to be taught next. Because for you to be able to get ahead of the class, then you need to study ahead. Okay? It's not just enough to study things that you're learning now, but what of going ahead to study things that you're going to be taught next? So when you're hearing it, it's now repetitive. Okay? You can flow along, you can get it. So you need to put in that effort to study ahead. Now that's realistic. All right. So these are a few examples. I have lots of examples, but due to time, I'm going to just give. So think of your goal in that aspect. All right. Think of your goal in that aspect. Break them down into bits. Break them down into milestones. And then don't forget to apply these 5 principles. That the goal must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be attainable, it must be relevant, and it must be time-based. There's no need having a goal that you're never going to achieve in your lifetime. Set a time frame for yourself. Set a time. Nothing stops you from adjusting the time. Like I said, you can adjust the time or you adjust the steps. Okay? So nothing stops you from doing either. But you need to set a time. Have a time frame. I want to achieve this in 1 year. I want to achieve this in 2 years. Next 3 years, this is where I want this thing to be. This will help you to stay motivated and help you to keep pushing. And so I pray for you today that goal and that plan and that vision you have for your life will never die. You're going to achieve it, and you're going to achieve it when it's really necessary, when it's relevant. You're not going to achieve it when it's no more of use to you, but you're going to achieve it when it is relevant. God bless you. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on my YouTube page, Enobo Odunide Ministries, or my Facebook page, Enobo Odunide Ministries also. You can drop your comments, like and follow, subscribe. Whenever I drop a new video, you will get to, you get the notification. God bless you, and see you the same time next week.